Hello everyone, this is ACC Amit Kumar and I'm here to share with you the strategy for preparing for examination. Recently got the news about postponement of exams again and you all must be going through a very tough time that you're gearing up for a challenge, you have a date set in mind, but then you get to know that it has again postponed by another 20 days. I know it is bothering. It is creating a lot of turbulence in mind which needs to be settled. So how do you pursue these examinations? How do you perceive them? What comes to your mind? What are the ways at which you look at it? What is the first thing which comes to your mind? How to prepare, you all know. It's a simple thing that you need to study, you need to practice, and you're going to appear for examination, you can easily pass. But more than that, managing your mind is more important at this turbulent time when you're preparing for a target, but by the time you're coming closer to the target, it gets postponed. You're given a new date. Now all your energies, all your dedication, all your commitment is required to accommodate to this new date. Your routine, all your timetable has to be aligned towards this new schedule now, which is creating a trouble. So what are the ways to overcome this challenge? So one way is to challenge yourself. Now in this turbulent time, the only way you can keep yourself updated and abreast with the topics you've learned is challenge yourself. How to do it? Practice the questions randomly, not with the practice. Questions randomly. At times when you're not willing to, you're not in a good mood to study, but when I say challenge yourself, you should try one question. One thing which I noticed over time is when we are studying, we tend to study easier topics first. This is a mistake which is committed by many. When we do easier things first, we end up practicing the topics which we already know. And in the examination, you do the opposite. In the examination, the person does the opposite. They try to do the tough topics first. Imagine this is a big mistake being done. That when we are studying the easier topics first, and when we are actually attempting in the examination, we tend to do the tough topics first in the hope that let's crack them first and we'll do the easier ones later. That's a mistake. Do the opposite. While you're practicing, practice tough topics first. Because the easier ones you already know and it will take less time to revise. That's an opportunity. If you have left by chance any of the topics which were tough and you are not able to complete them by the examination date, this 20 days is a chance to now do those tough topics. Challenge yourself. Try to attempt those questions. And in the examination, you have to do the opposite. Now, many of the students ask the sequence, like which topic they should do first, which question they should do first, whether they should do it in the sequence, whether they can pick the question number second over one or question number third over two or one. Can they begin with the third one? It doesn't matter what sequence you attempt in. The only thing you need to focus on is do the questions which are easier for you first. When you are reading the question paper, read the question papers which you feel are easy for you, attempt them first. Now rank them in terms of easy to tough. Attempt the easier ones first. Why I'm saying so? Because if you attempt the easier ones first, you may easily secure marks on the topics which you are good at. And when you scored marks on the topics you are good at, now then there is a fight which begins with you and the tough questions which you believe you are not very good at. So out of the total time, you may need to fight. You may need to fight or be under stress for the last hour or half an hour in trying to solve questions which you consider are tough. Why I'm saying so? Because you're able to save your mind from being nervous, from being under stress. If you do the questions which are easy for you first, you're able to maintain your cool and calm throughout the examination. And even if you're under stress in the last half an hour or 1 hour, that will not bother you much because you've already passed or you've already done the questions which you knew. But if your strategy is different, that you're doing the tough questions first and you have planned for the easier questions to be done in the end, you may not get time and you'll be frustrated with the lack of time. You will bother yourself too much because of putting yourself under stress and nervousness in the first hour of the examination, which is a wrong strategy. You should not do this to yourself. The best strategy to attempt the examination is maintain your cool and calm. How you are able to do that? The best strategy will be maintain your cool and calm. Be calm as much as possible. Now, this is only possible when you do the easier questions first. Your mind is cool and calm, you're able to answer them perfectly well, and you're under stress only for the questions which you're not very confident of in the last half an hour or 1 hour. Outside the examination hall, when you're practicing, you should practice the tough questions first. Practice tough questions first. Attempt the easier questions first in the exam hall. This is in exam. This is outside exam. Most of you may be committing this mistake of trying to do the easy questions or trying to read the things which you already know again and again, then trying yourself with the tough questions. And in the examination hall, you may try the tough questions in the hope that let's crack them first and then do the easier questions. That's a wrong strategy. Fail as many times as you can outside the examination hall. Fail outside the hall. As many times as you can. In the fear of failing, we do not attempt the questions. So when I say challenge yourself, attempt a random question. Attempt a random question at an odd hour. You may fail in it. You may fail to attempt. This failure while practicing is far better than failing in the real examination. Some of us do not give enough chances to fail, which is one of the reasons for failing directly in the examination. The more you fail outside the examination hall, the lesser the chances of failing in the real examination, because you have failed so many times, you exactly know what are the mistakes you're committing, and you'll not be repeating those mistakes in the exam, and the chances of failing are minimized. So to minimize the chances of failing, fail outside as much as possible. If you really wish to minimize the chances of failing, fail as much as you can outside the hall. The more you fail, the better it is. I'm talking of outside the examination hall, not in the real examination. I don't expect you to fail in the real examination. Is the reason I'm sharing this strategy with you. Another thing it does to us is that when we are cool and calm, so exam is more of a technique. There are some people who are highly knowledgeable. Now, if your examination is in the afternoon, imagine you have studied for last 6 months very hard. You have burnt midnight oil for maybe hundreds of hours, and before you enter the exam hall, you have heavy lunch. You're carrying the books to the examination hall. You are afraid to appear or thinking about failure. Not very happy to appear. Means not in a state to enjoy the exam. Means not in a state to enjoy the exam. The chances are You will reach late to the exam hall. You must be wondering that how can these things matter like in my examination? They have a lot to do with your exam. All your hard work done in the last 6 months can have an impact. If someone is going to the exam hall having heavy lunch, now what is the impact of it? They'll feel drowsiness. The mind is busy digesting the food. And what is the priority of the mind? The priority of the mind is the body. And the first and foremost work assigned to it as of now is to digest the lunch, which is very heavy. And the first priority for your mind is to digest it as soon as possible. It is not relaxed, it is busy. And you are trying to recall the answers. You are directing your mind to help you remember the answers or tackle the questions. It becomes very difficult for your mind to focus on two things. Your mind is busy digesting the food. When you come out of the examination hall, many a times you get the answer immediately. The answer which you were trying to recall in the middle of the examination hall, you don't get that answer, and the moment you step outside the hall, you get all the answers. The reason being, your mind is free now. It has digested the food, the job is done. Now it is free to answer to what you want, but the time is gone, the time is up. The time period for the exam is over. Now if you get all the answers, it's of no use. You cannot attempt it anywhere. Your chance is gone. So better it is have a heavy breakfast. If your exam is in the afternoon, have a heavy breakfast. Have some light food which you believe is going to be easily digested. You should feel lighter and you should have enough energy which is sufficient for you to attempt the examination, but it should not be too much that your mind is busy digesting the food. So better have some light food before you enter the exam hall and have a heavy breakfast so that you have enough energy by afternoon. I do not say that skip meals. Don't skip meals, but manage it well. When I say carrying the books to the examination hall, now imagine when you're carrying the books to the examination hall, you are under a fear, you are under stress that you want to see the content, you want to revise it till the last minute in the hope that your mind will remember it. So if you read any content, your mind is able to retain it for the next 18 days. So you do not have to worry that if you read something in the last minute, your mind will only retain only that portion. You can feel free and be confident that your mind is capable of remembering the content for 18 days at least. So during 18-day period, if you are reading anything, if you are remembering anything, if you are practicing anything, if you are preparing for examination, it will be retained for the next 18 days and your mind can easily recall it without much stress. So you do not have to worry to carry the books to the examination hall just to ensure that you remember whatever you have done in the last minute. You'll be able to remember it and you'll be able to apply it. One, it creates frustration, it creates stress for you, and you are under the burden and pressure of reading the entire content in the last minute. So it creates unnecessary pressure. Instead of it, I would request you to close your books one day before the examination. Suppose your exam is on, if the exam is on say 2nd December 2020, all your preparation should finish by 5 p.m. one day before. And the exam date in your mind should not be 2nd December, it should be the exam date or the last day of preparation. Last day of preparation should be 1st December 2020 in your mind. and that to set a date timing of 5 p.m. After it, you'll close the books, you relax, go for a good walk, spend time with your family, have dinner with family, or if you're living outside, you can have it with your friends and tell everyone that you are prepared and you're going to win. You're prepared and you're going to win in the exam hall. Go to bed or go to sleep around 10 p.m. You may not have done so, but try it for the first time. Have a quick summarized revision of important concepts and sleep well. Without setting an alarm. When I say without setting an alarm, I wish your mind and body to have a good sleep without any undue pressure, because when you set an alarm, your mind is so powerful that it will wake you up exactly 5 minutes before the alarm rings. So I would recommend not to set any alarm for your exam day. Have a good sleep, and you can tell your family members that if you want to wake up around the last time, like it should not be very early, like 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or last by 10 a.m. Because if your examination is in the afternoon, even if you wake up at 10 a.m., it will not make much difference to your life. So last time you can tell to your family member that don't wake me up till 9 a.m. But even if I do not wake up till 9 a.m. on my own, you can wake me up after 9 a.m. but not before it. Do not set any alarm for yourself. Do not set anything ringing around you which creates stress, which creates nervousness when you wake up and you are under pressure and fear the moment your day begins. So I would want you to avoid it. Just try it once. The ways I am telling are very different and very not normal, but they are tried and tested and I have experienced them. I have really enjoyed my examinations and I have done it exactly in the same manner I'm sharing with you. I have done exactly in the same manner and I've really enjoyed my examinations and my results were amazing. Whether the world fails, I'm going to pass. It had really helped me. It has really helped me. So that's the way you need to spend your one day before examination. End your preparation by 5 p.m. Have a good walk. Spend time with your family. Have dinner with them. Before you sleep, have a summarized revision. Wake up. Immediately after you wake up, have bath or freshen up, and just once go through the content in a quick summarized manner to remember all points. Leave home without books. Do not carry the books with you. Try to reach the exam hall at least minimum half an hour to 1 hour before examination. You should plan your day in such a manner that there should not be any chance of getting late, because if you get late, you'll be nervous, you'll bother yourself unnecessarily. When you leave the home, if you're traveling by car, on the red light, smile at people instead of being concerned about being late. If you're traveling by metro, smile at people. Enjoy the environment around you. And when I say do not carry books, you'll have enough time to observe people around you. You'll feel a lot blessed. And feel your hair, feel you're going to win. Feel you're prepared. Feel you're prepared. You need to feel your best. Looking at people under stress, you'll feel a lot blessed because you are cool and calm and you're going to win in the examination. So your state of mind is totally different from the world looks like. And it will be totally different outside the examination hall, because when you look at the situation outside the examination hall, you'll feel it is a fish market. People are murmuring, under tension, under pressure, which will somehow create nervousness in your mind as well. And there will be some who will try to come closer to you to ask that you are not carrying the books. And when you will say, yes, I'm not carrying the books, they'll try to bother you. They'll try to disturb your cool and calm mind. So you simply need to tell them, please get lost. I know it may sound rude, but that's the way to maintain the coolness and calmness of your mind. You simply need to ask them politely to please get lost, don't come closer to me, do not ask any questions to me. I'm here to answer only to the examiner, please do not bother me. And thanks for believing that I know everything. But I'm not here to answer anyone. I just wish to be me and only me. I'm not going to answer to anyone's reply, because the reason being, if they ask you any question outside the examination hall, they will leave, but the question will bother you. Your mind will start looking for the book around you. It will come under pressure. It would like to calm itself unnecessarily. That question may not come in the examination hall, but you are disturbed. You are looking for an answer, and when it is not needed. So better it is to avoid it. Do not allow anyone to ask questions from you outside the examination hall. They create unnecessary disturbance. They create unnecessary turbulence in your mind. They create nervousness, which is not good for you while you are entering the examination hall. Another feeling you'll get is when you're not carrying the books, you'll feel superior than the crowd. I'm not asking you to show your arrogance to the crowd, but feel superior in mind. Feel good. Feel superior in mind. Feel like a king or a queen. Feel like a king or a queen, here to king or a queen, here to win the war. As you may have won numerous battles before reaching this stage. You can bank on the wins in these battles, and you can believe in yourself that you are here to win. You are here to win. You are here to answer only to the examiner. Look at the people and feel superior, feel good that you have something different. You are unique. You're different. You're the best. That will make your mind very calm, and you'll feel good about yourself. You'll believe in your capabilities. You know your potential. You will believe in all the hard work you've done till date, and that will gear you up for the challenge. You're ready for the challenge, and you're ready to answer the examiner. You're not bothered. You're not concerned. You're just here to focus on what you know. When you enter the hall, feel you are here to win. Replace all the thoughts which are against you. Like if someone is thinking that they're going to fail the examination, that's not the right thought to think outside the examination hall. They should think what is good for them. What is good for you? Passing is good for you. Winning is good for you. So think of the thoughts only which are good for you, which can give good feelings to you, which can tell your mind that yes, you are a winner. Yes, you are the best. Because if you constantly tell your mind that you're going to fail, your mind will say tathastu. I'll do exactly what you want. Your mind is so powerful, it will pick up any direction given by you immediately, because it is in your hand to control your mind, allow it to be your master or make it your servant. How do you tame your mind? You tell your mind to do exactly what you want. You do not ask the mind that will I fail or am I going to fail. If you tell the mind that yes, I'm going to fail, your mind says I'll make sure that you fail. I'll ensure that you fail, tathastu. The moment you say that yes, I'm here to win, I'm the best, I'll be able to use all the knowledge I've gained till date and I'll be able to apply it in the examination hall, I'll come out as a winner. Your mind is with you, your mind is supporting you, it is acting like your servant, and it will produce all the answers you need in the examination hall to help you win. It will become your slave. It will support your success. So it's up to you. How do you want your mind to behave? To behave in line with what you want in life, or do you want your mind to stand against you? Choice is yours. So focus on what you want. Focus on what you know. Focus on winning. Focus on success. You want to pass and win. Focus on your win and pass. Think about the result. Think about how you'll feel when the result gets declared and you're declared a winner. Think about your family. Think about the environment. How you're going to feel. Focus on what you know. Focus on the topics and contents you are good at. Do not focus on what you do not know. The same strategy you will be applying in the examination hall. Attempt the questions which you know first. The normal tendency is that when we get the question paper, our tendency is that we look for the questions we do not know. Why? Why you want your mind to be in a state of turbulence and nervousness? Why you are feeding it with information which is not necessary, which is not needed? That yes, there are questions which I do not know. Why you want to give this information to your mind? Give the information that there are questions I know. Let's attempt them first, and then we'll fight for the ones which I do not know in the end. So when you fight for the questions which you are good at, which you already know, your focus is on what you know. Your focus is on confidence. Your focus is on winning. And when you're able to attempt the questions which you already know, you already won, you already passed. And then when you spend your last half an hour or 1 hour in trying to tackle the questions which you do not know, you are fighting with all your might and you have nothing to lose because you've already won. So your strategy should be to fight in the end, so that your mind is not nervousness. Your mind is not nervous. Your mind is not under pressure, and you have nothing to lose, because by trying to fight in the end, you have nothing to lose. There are chances of winning. There are chances of getting marks for every line item done correctly. There are chances of using your mind with all your might. Focus on what you know. Focus on winning. Focus on success. Do not allow thoughts of failing, fear, depression, frustration to come to your mind, because they are not needed. What is needed is you should feel good about it, and you can be thankful of the results you've gained in the past. You can think of the memories when you won in the past. Think of the days when you won in the past. So as I said, when you enter the examination hall, enter like a king or a queen, here to win. Look around. Place your pen or a calculator or any material you have on the table, like your swords, like the equipment to win, which are going to support you. Look around and tell the world that you are here to win. You are a winner. And when you receive the question paper, focus on the questions which you know. Look for the knowledge you already have. Look for the questions you're able to solve them first. Do not look on the negative side of it. We'll fight in the end. Outside the examination hall, the one reason I did not allow you to carry books is that if you're carrying books, you're murmuring, you're trying to cover a lot, you are creating frustration, you're creating nervousness for yourself, and trying to do a lot more in the last minute. And before you enter the examination hall, when you leave the books, you feel on leaving the books, in the last minute, your mind may feel that you lost something. There was something to support you which don't exist anymore. Your mind is under pressure, trying to search that item which was existing but is not available with you now, which was helping to maintain your cool and calm because you were getting ready answers, ready knowledge available throughout that book. So which was consoling you indirectly, but it is not available, which may create disturbance. So do not do this to your mind. Do not carry them to the exam hall and do not give it a feeling of loss in the last minute. Instead, enjoy your exam. Enjoy the process of learning. Keep your books at home. Leave, smile, have fun. And while you are practicing, another big mistake people do is that while practicing, you all may be having tendency to look at the answer. Do not look at the answer. If you're attempting a question, if you do not know anything, please do not look at the answer. Go and clear your concept. Go and clear your concept. Attempt the question again. Attempt the question again. The reason being, when you are practicing, you are in a very cozy environment at your home. By supplying the answer to your mind believes that there is no need to stress so hard because you are going to get the answer within 15 minutes. While practicing, if your mind knows or is aware that the answer will be supplied the moment you are under stress or pressure to know the solution. And you repeated it hundreds of times. You looked at the question. If you were able to crack it, well and good. If you're not able to crack it, you looked at the answer, consoled your mind, felt good that you already know it. Even I used to commit these mistakes. I used to read accounting by sleeping. By lying on my bed, I used to connect the dots without attempting it. And in the examination hall, I was not even aware where to begin because the dots were not available in the examination hall. The answer was not available in the examination hall. And my mind was under pressure where to look. So I've experienced this, that if you look at the answer, you're creating trouble for yourself, because in the exam hall, the environment is far better. Noiseless, cool, calm, silent, positive. And if you have prepared your mind to look at the answer within few minutes, your mind is looking for answer. Your mind is looking for answer. Waiting for the solution, then actually solving it. Waiting for solution, then actually trying to solve it. Now, since you've got time, try to exert this pressure outside the examination hall. Do not look at the answer immediately. Do not provide solution so easily. Exert pressure to crack or solve outside exam hall as many times as you can. So your mind is well prepared. Well prepared means it is prepared for any situation. Is the reason I sometimes say that test yourself randomly. Test yourself at times when you're not feeling good. Test yourself or attempt any questions when you're not in a good mood. Because if you have prepared your mind to face any challenge, to crack or test your knowledge at odd times, the exam hall time is very cool, very calm, very vibrant, very energetic, and your mind is in the best of situation to function properly and will supply you all the answers. You've had a heavy breakfast, it is full of energy, it is not busy digesting your food, it has all the time to supply you answers, it will put all its might to give you the solutions, because you have also done the same in the past, that you're not easily provided solutions and your mind very clearly knows that there is no choice other than solving it. So better solve it and move ahead. So the direction by your slave, that is your mind, your slave is directed to better solve and move. I hope for the first time in your life you got to know the meaning of the sentence which you have heard many times. Make your mind your slave. Do not allow it to be your master. When you make your mind your slave, you have told it many times before to solve it, there's no choice. The same thing will happen in examination hall. You will be able to quickly do toughest of questions, can easily comprehend the toughest of tricks, which normal people may not be able to do it. But since you have prepared your mind in such a manner, you will easily you understand the tricks and tips used in the examination hall, and you will be ahead of the crowd because your practice is different. You practiced in a totally different manner than normal people. So your preparation is way ahead than what normal people could think of. And you have failed so many times outside the examination hall that there is no chance of failing. Another thing you can do is set a target. Write the number of marks you wish to achieve. And paste them on the wall where you spend most of your time. Now when you declare the number of marks, your mind is constantly watching those marks. Unknowingly, it is wanting or wishing to achieve that target. So your mind will work towards it without you even knowing it. It will begin to study, it will wake up, it will try to attempt questions, it will try to practice, it will attempt, it will fail, it will not be afraid of failing, and will overcome the fear of failing. So overcome the fear of failing outside, overcome the fear of failing outside the hall, which is only possible when you test yourself many times. When you test yourself many times, when you test yourself at odd times, when you truly believe in the knowledge gained, and when you truly believe that you can be tested at any time, on any day, you will not only pass the examination, but you will be knowledgeable too, and you will be able to crack any interview anywhere in the world. Your focus will be on gaining knowledge. Focus will be on gaining knowledge. It will shift from passing when you're trying to be the best. Try to be the best. The reason being, if you are willing to pass only, then the chances are that the score may fall below the pass percentage. But if you are willing to score, say, 95 or more than 90, or if the target set is more than 80, minimize the chance of failing. You minimize the chances of you cannot fail. There's no chance of failing if you decide to win. And when the exam is over, and if you have any pending exams to be attempted after the exam is over, leave the exam hall, leave the place immediately, not just exam hall, leave the place immediately, go and sleep with the renewed energy. Focus on the next challenge. With a renewed energy, focus on the next challenge. Why so? Because if you unnecessarily stay back and try to discuss on the questions, which can be done after all the exams are over, But if you try to disturb yourself before any next exam, it will create unnecessary disturbance and turbulence, nervousness in your mind, which is not good for you. Better ignore. The exam is already passed. Go and sleep, have fun, and focus on the next. Target on the next examination. Do not worry too much. And even after giving the examination, do not think of failing. Focus on winning, focus on passing. Believe that you have won. If anyone asks you how is the exam, like we always say that it was good. Only the results are bad, but one thing we are good at, that we have been telling that the yes exam was good. It's one thing we've learned better. So I talked about 3-4 things, the mistakes we commit. These are the mistakes. I hope you know the reasons why you should not commit these mistakes. Heavy lunch or heavy food, carrying the books to exam hall, thinking about failure, not enjoying the exams and simply appearing for exam. There's a difference between appearing for exam and enjoying the exam, because if you go with the mindset of enjoying the exam, the chances of winning are more. And by reaching on time, you save yourself from a lot of nervousness and uneasiness which can bother you when you enter the hall. You can also meditate for 15 minutes to half an hour every day with the thoughts of how you are going to appear or win an exam. That everyday rehearsal of winning in the examination hall will really prepare you to have better concentration and focus. This can help you to have a cool and calm mind. You'll be able to enjoy the exam. And you appear for winning the exam, not to just pass. There's a difference in appearing for exam to win and appearing to pass. I know this seems like an offbeat way of giving the exams, the things which you have not normally done, because most of the people have gone to the examination hall with the books. They are trying to grasp all the knowledge in the last minute. They are nervous, they are sad, they're not happy. They create a picture or present a picture that they are not very happy appearing for examination. They show a very gloomy picture. But in my experience of last 10 years, I've been training chartered accountants, I've been training senior professionals, and I've been training people whose team members were also appearing for this IFRS examination. And imagine the pressure they are into, because their juniors are appearing for the examination, and if they fail, what will happen? So one thing which differentiated, and the ones who followed me, they looked different outside the examination hall. They had fun. They even used to have fun about my talks, that okay, you also believed in Amit and you have not bought the books today. Looking at other people, there was another fun. Looking at the gloomy faces, looking at sad, with low energy levels, people with low energy levels, and giving an indirect superiority that you are the best, you are a winner, and you have something different. You have some supernatural power which is allowing you to tell your mind that you know everything. You're cool and calm, you are here to win, and you enter with that energy, with that superiority in the examination hall, which sets the tempo for your win the moment you enter the exam hall. Then, thereafter, it is simply a formality. When you enter with this mindset, thereafter, exam attempt is simply a formality, merely a formality, because you know all the answers, because your mind is so powerful that even if you read something once, if you've gone through any content even once in your lifetime, your mind is so powerful that if you're cool and calm, it can remember anything, everything, whatever you have read, seen till date. Is the reason, if you notice, like if anything we have learned with emotions, any paragraph with a song, any paragraph with a movie scenario, we are able to remember better because our mind is pictographic. You can exactly remember the page and the content which you have read. Your mind is so powerful. You simply need to believe in the powers of your mind. It can pull out any information, it can pull out any calculation, any tough topic which seemed tough for you, it may crack it in the examination hall because you simply need to use the powers of your mind. It is very powerful. Is the reason the things which are not created are being created. And as long as you're able to open your hand, like when I say open your hand, how many seconds it has taken to open your hand? The moment you say open, close, your mind is capable of opening and closing your hand. That means your mind is able to do exactly what you want. If you direct it to open it, it opens up the hand. If you wish to close it, it is closing it. As long as your mind is working, which you can test it by opening your hand, you can achieve anything, you can win anything. You simply need to direct your mind well. If you direct your mind well with exactly what you want in life, you're going to achieve exactly the same result as you wish, because your mind is so powerful. You've tamed it to be your slave. It will create the environment for your win. It will create the situation in your favor, and it will want you to win because that's what it is directed to do. Believe in yourself. You are here to win, and the true nature of human beings is to be happy. If you look around, every natural thing around us is for our happiness. The rivers flows with water that is free for our benefit. The sun shines without any expectations. We are breathing, we are blessed. That is also free. So nature in its truest form is free, wants us to be abundant, wants us to feel good, wants us to achieve. So as human beings, we are supposed to be happy. We are here to win. We are born to win. We are here to achieve. There's nothing which can stop us if we decide. Feel good. Be thankful. Be blessed or feel blessed. Because you're better than maybe lakhs of people. Some people count these blessings in terms of money, but I say that if you have all the hands, all the fingers, if you can see, if you can touch, you are blessed. And being blessed, you can achieve anything. And we are better than the way we were. So with this, I wish you all the luck, all the best wishes, and I believe you will easily pass any toughest examination anywhere in the world if you believe in yourself and if you try what I've said. You can try it for 1 or 2 examinations. You'll see amazing results and you'll begin to enjoy examinations. So exams are a test of survival, test of our character, test of how we perceive life. Exams are truly meant for giving us an experience. Exams enjoy the challenge. They are truly a learning experience. So with this, I wish you all the luck, all the best wishes, and wish you to come out with flying colors and enjoy the examination in the best possible manner at the highest of level. Thank you.